All right, today we're going to dive into one of the most frustrating things about AI. You know that feeling? It's like you're talking to a complete stranger every single time you open a new chat.
I mean, have you ever spent ages in a great chat with an AI, teaching it all your preferences, only for it to act like it has no idea who you are the very next day? It's a super common problem, but believe me, there's a really powerful solution starting to take shape.
So, what's the secret? Well, the answer lies in this fascinating new field called context engineering. This is basically the science of giving AI a real, persistent memory. It's what allows it to actually learn from you and, personalize every single one of your interactions.
Okay, so what's the actual problem here? Well, at their core, the large language models, the LLMs that power these tools, are what we call stateless. It's like talking to someone with absolutely no short-term memory. They only get what's right there in their immediate context window. And the second that conversation ends, bam, that window slams shut and poof, everything's gone. Now, you've probably heard of prompt engineering, right? That's kind of like writing a really great recipe for the AI. But context engineering, well, that's the next big evolution. We're not just talking about the recipe anymore. We're talking about preparing the entire kitchen. It's about dynamically gathering every single ingredient, every tool, and all the history the AI needs to cook up something that is perfectly, and I mean perfectly, tailored just for you. And to really get a handle on this, let's just stick with that kitchen analogy for a minute. Think about a master chef. What makes them so great? It's not just that they have a good recipe, right? It's all about the preparation.
Yeah, there's this concept from the culinary world called mise en place. It literally means everything in its place. It's all that prep work a chef does before they even start cooking to guarantee a perfect meal every single time. And that's exactly what context engineering is for an AI. It's the AI's version of that prep, making sure it has precisely the right information. Not too much, not too little, to get the job done flawlessly. Okay, so how does this AI prep work, actually happen? Well, it really breaks down into two key parts, and we can understand them with another fantastic analogy: the workbench versus the filing cabinet. So these two core components are called sessions and memory. Think of a session like your workbench, your desk when you're deep in a project. It's probably a bit messy, it's immediate, and it's got everything you need right this second. Memory, on the other hand, that's the neat, organized filing cabinet where you put the really important stuff to use later. All right, let's zoom in on sessions first. This is your workbench. It's basically a self-contained container for one single continuous conversation. It's holding all the dialogue history and any temporary stuff, like, say, the items you've put in a shopping cart. It is absolutely essential for the task at hand, but it's totally not meant for long-term storage. And this is where it gets really powerful. See, when you're done with the project on your workbench, you don't just shove the entire messy desk into a closet, right? No, you go through it, you pull out the important, finalized documents, and you put them in your filing cabinet. And that is exactly what memory does for the AI. It extracts and saves the key insights from all your different conversations for long-term use. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This whole idea of an AI remembering things, it sounds a lot like another technology you've probably heard of called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. But they actually serve two very, very different purposes. Here is the absolute key takeaway, the one thing to remember. RAG makes an agent an expert on facts. Memory makes it an expert on you. Think of it like this. One makes the AI a world-class librarian. The other makes it your personal assistant. They're totally different, but man, are they powerful when they work together. So let's really break down these two roles. RAG, the librarian, has access to this vast public library of facts. We're talking wikis, product manuals, official documents, the whole shebang. It's an expert on the world. Memory, your personal assistant, is totally different. It carries around a private little notebook that's filled with details just about you, your preferences, your goals, what you talked about last week. So you see, one gives the AI world knowledge and the other gives it self-knowledge. Okay, so how does an AI actually create these personalized memories? I mean, it's not as simple as just saving the entire chat history. No, it's a much more sophisticated process. You can almost think of it like a diligent gardener tending to a garden. First up is ingestion. The system just takes in the raw conversation. Then comes extraction, and this is where it sifts through all the noise to find the truly meaningful insights. Think of these as the seeds. But the most critical step, by far, is consolidation. This is where the AI really puts on its gardening gloves. It compares the new seeds to the plants that are already in your memory garden. It merges duplicates, it updates old facts, and it pulls out all the outdated information, like pulling weeds. Finally, that beautifully curated memory gets stored away. This whole process ensures the AI's knowledge of you stays accurate and useful and doesn't become, some overgrown, tangled mess. Now, I know some of this might sound a bit technical, but the implications of giving an AI a reliable, long-term memory are, well, they're profound. We're talking about fundamentally changing our entire relationship with this technology. Because with this kind of memory, we get true personalization. We're talking about an AI that remembers your favorite sports team, your big project goals, your travel preferences. It can handle these complex, back-and-forth conversations that last for days without losing the thread. It can even learn from its own performance to get better at helping you over time. And that's what transforms the AI from just a simple, forgetful tool into a truly adaptive, stateful partner. And all of this brings us to one final, really thought-provoking question. As we build these AIs that can remember us perfectly, we also have to think about control, about privacy, and about the power of forgetting. So if an AI can remember everything, what should we be asking it to forget? What information is essential, and what's maybe better left behind? It's a huge question, and one we're all going to be answering together as this incredible technology keeps evolving.